Nice to be back with you. Welcome. Today we start with modal verbs. Modal means the manner in which something is to be done. These verbs express actions that are possible, probable, certain, one's duty, obligation, etc. This is one part of grammar, especially where technical writing is involved, because engineers could give instructions or could request someone to do something. It is in this context that modal verbs become very important. A few of the modal verbs are can, may, shall, should, must, and will. Now let us look at some of the examples of these words. For can, the example could be Mohan can swim, which means it is possible for Mohan to swim. You may go now, which means the action is that it is something to be certain. I shall reach Chennai on Monday morning, which shows that it is a possible condition. The students should follow the rules, which means that it is the duty. He must attend the program. Again, it is certain, or it's one's duty to do that. And finally we have, I will return your money without fail, which means that I am certain to do that task. In such instances, these modal verbs are used. Now, apart from these duties, modal verbs can also be used to actually predict something, sometimes to make a request, etc. Let us look at such examples. Let us look at the first example of can. Can be used under two contexts, namely to show the possibility and the ability of someone. Under possibility, we have the example, I can drive the car, which is self-explanatory, which means that I can definitely drive the car. The second one is, John can post these letters, which shows the ability of John to do the particular task. There is something called a permanent ability, which also could include the modal verb can. For example, birds can fly. We have the next example for the modal verb may, which can be used in two contexts, namely to ask for permission or to show probability. For permission, we have the example, may I come in? And for probability, maybe it is true. A few examples of shall. Shall is a modal verb which has several options to suggest meanings in different sentences. For example, we have predict, as in the sentence, we shall go to Delhi. Shall can be used to show some kind of a promise. I shall meet you tomorrow. Shall can be used to show some kind of a plan for the future. I shall buy some woolen clothes for the trip. Express some kind of willingness. We shall accept the offer. Suggestion. Shall we go out? Some kind of a threat to someone. He shall be punished. It is necessary to understand the different contexts in which shall can be used, so that when it comes to technical writing, shall is used in different contexts with the actual meaning in mind. Next modal verb is should, which too has different applications in different contexts. For example, as an advice in the sentence, we should be careful while handling fragile material. It could show duty in a sentence like, we should stand united. It could mean something special on a special occasion. For example, I should have attended the party. And sometimes should is used also to give instructions. The students should submit the record. The next example of the modal verb is must, which can be used under three contexts. First one, to show necessity, as in the sentence, I must finish the work today. The next context is that of instruction, as in the sentence, you must consult a doctor. Sometimes must can also be used to show inference. For example, from the crowd that we have outside somebody's office, we conclude that somebody is inside. For example, in the sentence, the principal must be in his/her room. Examples for will could include to show a pure future, as in the sentence, I will go home. To show determination, I will not do the work. To show some kind of a request, will you switch on the light? And finally, to show some belief or a guess, as in the sentence, hope Dad will be back home now. Cause and effect are a kind of statements used especially in technical writing to show what is the cause of something and the effect of it. For example, we have words such as because, since and as, which indicate or which are used to construct sentences which show cause and effect. Let us look at a few examples of these words. Using because in a sentence, we have the temperature is high because of excessive heat. Since can be used in a sentence like, since it rained heavily, the landslip had occurred. As also can be used to show cause and effect. For example, in the sentence, as the temperature rises, the mercury goes up. These are effective especially in technical writing, because when we use these, we will be able to thoroughly bring out the cause and effect of some action that takes place in technical aspects. Certain other words can also be used in order to bring out the cause and effect, as is found in this simple paragraph. Oil and gas are main sources of energy nowadays. We use because as a cause effect word. Because of growth of population, the demand for oil and gas has been greater. Consequently, more oil is drilled. This could lead to depletion of resources. Hence, oil production is to be reduced. As a result, the price of oil has increased. Therefore, it has become necessary to look for new energy sources. From this paragraph, we have a few more cause-effect words such as consequently, hence, as a result, and therefore. These can also be used to show the cause and effect, especially in technical writing. Let us try to fill in this exercise with words which denote cause and effect. This year, my father has had a huge profit in business. Dash, the turnover is high. He has bought a new house, and dash, everyone is happy. Now, the children can return home for lunch, dash, the school is nearby. We'll have to fill in the blanks using cause and effect words with reference to the context in which these sentences occur. Let us look at the sentence now. This year, my father has had a huge profit in business. The reason for the huge profit is the turnover is high. Therefore, we use the word because, which is a cause-effect word. Continuing with the paragraph, he has bought a new house and everyone is happy, which means that because he has bought a new house, everyone is happy, and therefore we say, and therefore everyone is happy. The third one, now the children can return home for lunch. The school is nearby. We add the causative word since, which would complete this paragraph perfectly. Let us have another exercise of completing the sentences using cause-effect words and the sentence. Traditional matchmaking process has become anachronistic, which means outdated. We use another cause-effect word such as due to. In the second sentence, the Gulf countries are rich. We fill it up with the word because they have more oil resources. The third sentence, we have the car dashed against a tree. Therefore, there is a big dent in the bumper.